Okay, and welcome back to Continue Freedom. If this is your first time here, welcome aboard. It's great to have you on this 2 days after Christmas and coming up on the new year. Oh, I'm looking forward to 2025. If you don't mind, while you're here, and if you enjoy this content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell, and share this video. That really helps us get outside of the YouTube algorithm. So if you don't mind, go ahead and take care of that for us as well. So we're going to talk about political grifting. This is a big problem that we have in politics right now, and this is probably going to be a short video. I'll go ahead and give you the heads up on that. But we have some politicians who are wanting to grift off of this new populist movement, this Donald Trump movement. And it is an opportunity for them to build some political clout, and people like Joe Manchin have already started saying, I'm no longer part of the Democrat Party. I'm stepping down from the Senate. Now, his political career will not end. He will continue to do something. He'll be making 7 figures, maybe working for lobbyists. He'll be doing something in politics because that is all this man knows how to do. But the fact that he is changing, and the fact that we've seen some other folks say, well, I'm either going independent or I'm now becoming a Republican. I can no longer side with the Democrat Party. It harkens back to the days of Milton Friedman, where he told us it's not that we have to change all of Congress. It's that we need to make it politically profitable for the wrong people to do the right thing. And Donald Trump has created a political environment where that is happening. We're seeing it with Tulsi Gabbard. We're seeing it with Elon Musk. We're seeing it with RFK Jr. We're seeing it with Joe Manchin. It is now politically profitable for him, but we have to decipher between the people who are doing it for money, which we're going to talk about Cenk Uygur here in a minute, and people that are doing it because they want the viewership. We've got people that want to do it to bolster their political career, which is would be the Joe Manchins of the world, want to bolster their political career. And then we've got people like Tulsi and RFK that are doing it because they believe in the things that they purport to believe in, which is ending forever wars, making America more healthy. And they have an emotional, serious, vested interest in using the Trump presidency to get those things done. RFK Jr. has focused on American health. He's talked about the prayer that he had every day for years, where he prayed, God, give me an opportunity to improve the health of the American people. And here he is, about to have that opportunity. Tulsi Gabbard has said, I want to end these forever wars and stop sending our men and women to die in foreign countries where it is not necessary. And now she is going to be in charge of the Department of National Intelligence. This is monstrous. We've got Kash Patel, who's always been a conservative, but Kash Patel coming in and saying, I'm going to be able to upend the Federal Bureau of Investigation, this corrupt organization. And Trump has done this. He has built a coalition of people. He's built a monstrous following of people who want to shrink the federal government, decrease our spending, decrease inflation, who want to bolster American business, who want to make us the #1 energy producer in the world, who want to build our military to be the strongest and most powerful military in the world, who want to get the wokeness out of our military and get them back to fighting wars. All of these things are popular with the American people who want a secure border. So he brings on a Tom Homan, a real bulldog, to come down and handle the southern border. And they're seeing how popular this is with the American people, and they say, well, the same old status quo just isn't going to play anymore, so I need to back off. And he went as far in this interview, I was going to play it, but I've yammered on here a little longer than I wanted to. He was saying that the Democrat Party doesn't resemble any of the old Democrat Party that I remember. And that, I'm in West Virginia, and I was a West Virginia Democrat, and we were 75, 80% Democrat. Well, now West Virginia is 95% Donald Trump, so it obviously doesn't play to be a Democrat senator in the state of West Virginia. So we are making it, as Milton Friedman said we needed to, politically profitable for the wrong people to do the right things. And I love seeing that. But that's the politicians. Media, the pundits, that's an entirely different story. Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks, the largest left-wing media outlet on the internet, millions and millions and millions, billions of views they have had. He says, the longest-running show on the internet. Cenk has now come out, and not that he's saying he's a Donald Trump supporter, but he is cozying up to the right to the point that he was at AMFEST, Charlie Kirk's event, this conservative Christian event. Cenk Uygur shows up and gets a standing ovation. Cenk Uygur is look, we've got to be aware of these grifters. Cenk Uygur, I trust him as far as I can throw him, and he's a very, very hefty guy. This is Cenk Uygur. This is Cenk Uygur and what he thinks of Donald Trump and Donald Trump supporters. His beliefs have not changed. His beliefs will not change. This is what he believes. Listen to this.
Donald Trump, no, Donald Trump's still the same monster he was yesterday. So I hate that people are shooting at him. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's immoral. It's wrong.
Why would you be surprised?
I can't condemn it any stronger.
Why would you be
I'm
surprised?
not going to tell you that Donald Trump is a decent man
But Cenk,
when
why
he's
would
a
you
grotesque human being.
Why would you be surprised that people are taking drastic action? Unhinged people with unhinged brains who are listening to constant rhetoric from people.
You didn't answer the question.
Well,
what do you want me to do? You want me to politically surrender, right?
I'm asking you a question. Do you not consider for a moment that within 48 hours you're still saying monster, demagogue, dictator, blah,
yes,
blah, 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 blah.
Because that's who he is.
Yes, but this is what is
affecting... So you want me to lie?
Yeah, because...
Here's, tell me this.
Because,
do you want me to lie?
Let me finish. The shooter at the golf course, specifically in his recent social media posts, parroted Kamala Harris, saying that he was effectively an existential threat to democracy in America. You're doing the same. Does nothing make you pause?
You're insane.
Hillary Clinton's doing the same.
Trump does it 2,000 times worse.
So
this goes on and on. As nauseating as Piers Morgan's show is, Cenk has vehemently defended the fact that Donald Trump is a Nazi, is a fascist, is evil, is going to upend our democracy, as he loves to say. He never uses the word republic, but it is going to upend our democracy, that he's in bed with big business. He's a terrible, terrible person. And so are his supporters, by the way. He is essentially Destiny. If you don't know who Destiny is, he's another left-wing commentator. He's essentially Destiny with a big network. And he is now getting cheered at AMFEST. Look, this guy is poison in the well. He is poison in the well, and shame on Charlie Kirk for having him at AMFEST. Shame on all the people who have brought him on their show to say, oh, look, he's trying to be more moderate. Tim Pool does the same thing. I would vote for Cenk over just about anybody else. Are you kidding me? This guy is an unhinged lunatic and a liar. A notorious liar. He's done the rounds saying, I never called Trump a Nazi. But he forgets that the internet lives forever. Here's his video title. He's a Nazi. Cenk goes ballistic on Trump. Titling videos after it. It's part of his rhetoric. This guy wants to grift off of the populist movement because he calls himself a populist. He says, I'm a populist. He also says that he hates millionaires and he hates the wealthy and he hates the big corporations, yet he'll take millions, tens of millions of dollars from Buddy Roemer for his network. He says, oh, I'm pro-worker, I'm pro-union. And then when his employees decide to unionize, he goes ballistic and turns into a union buster. He is a grifter. He is fake. He is a liar. He's part of the rage porn that goes on in politics today. This is straight up rage porn. That's how he's made his living. This is how he exists. This is why he's a thing. Because he is tapped into what Piers Morgan was saying, is the rhetoric, this hateful rhetoric that caused Donald Trump to have multiple assassination attempts that we know of too, but more certainly that have been thwarted that we don't know about. He is part of that problem. And we can, you can say the same thing about Tulsi. Tulsi's grifting. No, she's not grifting. Tulsi Gabbard, who he calls a right-wing, says she's always been right-wing, and it was always her plan to go right-wing. Tulsi Gabbard is simply a U.S. Army veteran who has served her country overseas, who aligned with the Democrat Party because she grew up in Hawaii, and that's kind of her, was her thing. Everybody in Hawaii is a version of a Democrat. But when you start getting into war, when you start getting into the war machine, the conservative movement has moved away from that. The Democrat Party has moved towards that. They are now the party of war. They are the party who is pushing billions and hundreds of billions of dollars into foreign countries to pay their people, to pay their, not just their soldiers, not just to buy weapons, but to support their entire economy because they want to keep the war machine rolling. That's now the Democrat Party. And Tulsi Gabbard, her number one priority is stopping the forever wars. And she says the Democrat Party is no longer the one who's about peace. They have replaced the old school Republican Party, the Lindsey Grahams of the world. And she stepped away. That's an easy one to explain. RFK Jr., who aligns very politically with his father would be, or not his father, well, his father and his uncle, both would side closer with the Republican Party than the Democrat Party today. And he said, I had this prayer for 10 years, I believe, where God, just give me the opportunity to make Americans healthy. And what did he do? He gave him an opportunity in the Trump presidency. This is an easy one to explain away, and RFK Jr. is not saying he's a Republican. He's just saying that I find common ground, and I see the intellect and the devotion Donald Trump has for the American people, and I would be foolish not to side with that, to get the thing done that he is passionate about. This guy is passionate about one thing and one thing only. He's going to rail against millionaires, but he's there to make money. He's a grifter. Now, I will say that I'm sure he believes a lot of the things that he says, but the way he says them, the rhetoric that he pushes, the rage porn that he is neck deep in, that is what I cannot support. That is what I will not. This is why Anna Kasparian is locking horns with him. It's his co-host. She's a lefty, and she's stepping away. She's like, this is absolutely nuts. His team is leaving. He lost Dave Rubin. He's losing Anna Kasparian. And now he's saying, I've got to get on board. If I want to keep my network alive, I've got to get on board too. So I'm going to back away from everything that I've said about Trump and his supporters. Not everything, but I'm going to take a softer tone and say we can work together. Now all of a sudden, this guy thinks he's going to be some moderate, thinks that he's going to side with Trump supporters after everything that he's done and said. He's a hypocrite. He's a buffoon, and he's not to be trusted. If you stood up for this guy, I'm sorry, but shame on you. Shame on you. I've listened to too much of his stuff to believe any of it for even a second. Oh boy, he's the one I'll dovetail into the January 6th thing. In case you don't know, he's one of the ones who believes that all the January 6th people actually tried to overthrow the federal government, that he doesn't buy into the whole thing being an inside job. You know, he doesn't buy into the involvement of federal agents. You've seen the photo out there of the guy flashing his law enforcement badge up against the window, the guy in the MAGA hat. Now you see the guy that they arrested out in public, fist bumping with the officers. They're letting him go because he's one of them. No, he's the one who says that all these people were actually there. It's not an inside job by the federal government. No, these people are fascist. These people are evil. These people tried to overthrow our democracy. Blah, 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 blah. He's a liar. He's a grifter, and he's not to be trusted. And he's not going to be the last one. There's going to be a lot of other folks that do the same thing. So I just wanted to give a warning. You're going to see it. You're going to see Cenk. You're going to see other people come to our side, and we want to cheer because we want that unity. We want legitimate people coming to our side to understand how, what we're trying to get done in this country by shrinking the federal government, by decreasing inflation, by getting spending under control, by building up our military, by securing our border, by making it easier for small businesses to excel in America. Those are all the things that we want. And we welcome the honest, sincere people who want the same thing, who say the Democrat Party is not the party that's going to do that anymore. But we also have to be aware of the grifters. There are many who just want the money. They just want the views. They want the clicks because they have investors and they have to turn over, a certain amount of viewership so that they can pay back their investors with their percentage of their, in their people like Cenk. I'm sure he didn't get $13 million for free. Or $10 million for free, whatever it was he got from Buddy Roemer. These people are grifters. Watch out. That's all I'm going to say. I know this was a short video, but I had to get it off my chest. Well, in the next one, I think we'll talk about this H-1B visa issue that's been going on X. Wow, it's gotten kind of crazy. We went from unified to trifurcated as conservatives in literally 24 hours, all over Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, Donald Trump, and everybody talking about H-1B visas and where they stand. Whew, it's a hot topic. I'll get into that one in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Love you. God bless you. God bless America.